Hi, my name's Belinda and my company is BMyVillage. And one thing about being part of this pre-accelerator program that I wasn't expecting was the sense of community with other entrepreneurs, that it's an invaluable takeaway that I got from this entire program.
I'm Joel, and I am one of the co-founders of Curate with my wife, Casey. And what sticks out to me about the Pre-Accelerator program is really the opportunity to be a part of this group of people who are all on a mission. We're all on a mission to create something that we think is meaningful, purposeful, beautiful, and important for the world. And when you're on that mission by yourself, it can really get lonely. There can be some tough days. And being a part of a group that's also on mission, although it might take different forms, just accelerates it. And it puts it into perspective that you're not sort of fighting alone or on the journey alone, but you have people alongside of you to move forward and to create the thing that you want most in the world.
One of the things that I've been so grateful for and honestly surprised by is the incredibly broad group of mentors that you guys put together. I mean, not only were there many of them, but there were some who were incredibly consistent, and then some who were surprises and popped in, and that was just a great combination. And then they were incredibly generous with their time, and I'm confident they'll continue to be. And so that was just a huge gift that I'm really impressed by the San Antonio tech mentor community.
My name's Taylor. I'm one of the co-founders for StackIQ, and I got the pleasure of being partnered with my best friend Gabe. My biggest takeaway from the Pre-Accelerator program was that I think we were able to become students of our environment. And just to kind of echo what you guys said, everybody has so much value to add. And it was just an absolute pleasure getting to learn from so many people and getting me partnered with an amazing person like Gabe.
Ditto to that. Same thing. It's I think one of the craziest things about the Accelerator program is that you learn so much about yourself, how you communicate with another person. And I think the craziest thing was how much value I had in our friendship and how much more value I have now and how much more invested I am in my relationship with Taylor. But I think what was most surprising was, yes, the community, but the support from the community. It was just insane how amazing everyone, each of you all have been to Taylor and I, the ideas that you've given us, the paths that you've helped kind of form, and the tunes that are now in our head and are ingrained. Thank you, Belinda. And to our suite mate, Belinda's been like one of the best suite mates that we've ever had. We've been able to, after Wednesday meetings, we could just like peek into her office. Hey, you want to have a debrief real quick? And we would just sit and chat and talk. And I think was one of the more profound things.
Hey guys, I'm Roberto Joloff. I'm the CEO and founder of Evntures. This has been a great ride for me. I'm kind of one out of the group that's not in the Geekdom office, but they always made me feel like I was a part of it. And then sometimes when you're going down this journey as an entrepreneur, you're starting something, you feel alone. But now I had a group of people that I could feel alone with and share these experiences of just like, hey, we're all grinding, and you're like, you feel a sense that you're not by yourself with this, and you can reach out to the mentors and they can pour into you and tell you their journeys and stories. And I felt that was like very valuable to me in my journey, my experience. It just helped me like, okay, I got all this weight, I'm just doing this, but then I could reach out and like look to all the people here, like, okay, ask them questions like, how are you handling this? Or how are you going about it? Because I don't have that network, and Geekdom has provided that for me. So I'm really appreciative of being in this.
I think for me, it's been the opportunity, and not to be too on brand here, but to have that transformation, to be able to be supported as you discover what it is your vision, your mission, your dream truly is, and knowing that you have a group of people and community surrounding you to help you to make that happen. So I think the opportunity to grow was by far my biggest takeaway.
My name is Sharon Gutierrez. It's pretty simple. I think that for me, coming into this, I mean, I can be a little guarded. Surprise. It was really intimidating to go into this space, into this town that I'm still like, you know, getting comfortable with. And, you know, it's like we have this idea and we're working on this project, and to put yourself in this fishbowl where you're getting so much, you know, feedback, like the good, the bad, and the ugly. And it created such a space that you can, like, you know, go over all these different things, like the critical things and the good things, and then feel like you're coming out with a superior product. So while it was really intense, like, I'm so happy with the results of it, and it's been amazing.
I was most surprised, I think, by the curriculum. It really helped us refine our story, our product, who we are, you know, specifically like finding our category. I think when we first started this, it wasn't something that we had completely latched onto, and now I feel like we know who we are, who we're going after, and who's going to be the perfect market for us. And all of you guys' feedback, all of the mentors' feedback has been one of the best ways for us to get that to a point where it's like, okay, I can go and present this to anybody, and I know how to do it now. So thank you for being like making us a part of this. Like, there's like not enough words to say how much like we've grown, how much like I feel part of a community. Like Sharon said, coming into San Antonio, being accepted into this, and now knowing all of you, like, it's been a blessing.
Like, I think a lot of people diminish like what they're doing, like the trials and tribulations that they built up to. And this program has helped me like understand the value of my own personal story, and like how we all are different and we all took our own paths to get here, but it's all important and relevant. And it's like, we have to display that story so people can relate. And there's other people out there that might be going down the same road as we are someday, and like they can follow this blueprint that we kind of went down and say, hey, yeah, I can do that. I feel relatable. We all have different relation points to people. And I feel that's very important for people to see just a diverse background of people, and like, hey, like maybe I'll take that chance. I'll take my shot and go after my dreams.
Following up on like taking that shot, for us, I think that there was a lot of imposter syndrome, and imposter syndrome, and we've not failed the expectations that, you know, the program has for me. And being in an environment of hungry, humble, and ambitious people, you turn into that. And I can't tell you how grateful I am to like Leslie, John, Charles, Elijah. I mean, everybody here, like we had serious imposter syndrome. We didn't know if we would be a good fit and if we would be able to like make everybody proud. And I feel like we walked away with this program not feeling like an imposter. And that would be like encouragement to anybody that's thinking about joining a program like this, that if you have an idea and if you just have a little bit of hunger to do some big things, you've got an environment and ecosystem of people that will make you feel welcome and will like help you deliver that message the way you want it to be heard.
I have some acknowledgements. Leslie, John, Charles, the whole Geekdom team, for creating a program that was both it was structured. There's lots of great structure there, but there's also sort of accepting that everybody's sort of at different points, and so it was both loose and structured in the right sort of balance, kind of for where each of our companies were. I know I felt it, and that's a hard balance to strike. However it happened, it worked. So thank you for providing that type of structure, the guidance, but also sort of the acceptance and, of where we all were. That's sort of thing one, and then thing two for me, that we're all in the midst of trying to start a business. And beyond all the feelings and beyond all of the experiences, there is a bottom line. And like that bottom line is we're going to make it or we're not going to make it. At some point, there's also this question as to pre-revenue, is this thing even real? Like, it's an idea, it's a dream, it's a hope. Does that translate into something real? And being a part of this group and being accepted into this group and having the mentors and the guidance moves it from this is just vapor to this is something real to this is something real that's coming, that's going to have real impact. And that's been really, really special for us at least.
I don't know if you guys knew, but I used to be a teacher. So,
Were you in musicals? Did you do?
And one thing that really stands out, and kind of like what StackIQ gentlemen are doing is there's so many different ways to learn. And like you said, everything was put together so well beyond the gratitude that we have for just being part of this, being selected. I would say to anyone who's thinking about applying, don't think, just do it, because you can't have any fear trying this. You're at the right place at Geekdom because they know what they're doing, and I know we're honored. But like I said, there's so many different ways to learn, and they got it down pat here.
You know, the pre-accelerator itself and how it's able to truly help you like refine and define. Like I came in as Blooming with Birdie, which was, you know, a product and had shown its success and traction. But then through my mentorship with Leslie and with all of the mentors, it was like, oh, actually, there's a much bigger problem here that I have the capacity to be able to solve. And through their support, being able to see that biggest picture dream. So that now I truly feel like I have something to work towards. It's not just this small little product and a small problem, but this really big problem that can have a really big positive impact on so many people's lives. So I think the ability to refine was what I really just like, I'm so grateful for that.
I don't know if this is kind of goofy, but I approached John because I had this crazy idea in my head, and I always have to tell people the why. And I was like, John, you seem like you're a little goofy and out there. And I was like, hey, what do you think if I sing my pitch? And he just like looked at me, but with that smile, like, well, you know, let me hear it. So I kind of knew the person to go to right away to try it out before anybody else saw it. So that was my silly, goofy moment. But I think that was a positive thing that I felt comfortable going to. So thank you, John.
Yeah, I did a pitch one week and it was kind of crazy. But
Yeah.
I won't say that here. But yeah, try these things in this environment. It's a safe environment to try those. Yeah, bleep out words and don't do that in public. But yeah, definitely. I think it's fostered that environment of like, hey, like let's just try, and we're gonna build upon these different iterations of what you're gonna present out there. And I think it's a perfect place to try like your randomest ideas. Like what she said, she took a shot at just trying to sing, and like it worked out well, and now everybody remembers it for the rest of their life. Like,
Downtown, all of downtown knows it now.
So yeah, that's
Well, I wanted to say something really quickly, and it's just because like anyways, I'm gonna do it. Okay, let me see if I can try to remember. Okay, this has been an adventure for us because thanks to Geekdom, we were able to curate our idea, and we were able to bloom. And now we're able to pretty simply say our pitch, and it's all been done by meeting the teacher. And so it's been such a fun experience. Yes, I did it.
Now you gotta sing it.
Meet the teachers. It's been great. It's been
amazing. Yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna do it. I've been practicing it all day yesterday. I was like, how am I gonna do it? But no, I think the funniest moment was the first Wednesday that we pitched. It was, I think, the hardest day because that was when our pitch became very holy. We were getting punched in different directions, but it was it was like one of those good kinds of feelings, like knowing that like our idea wouldn't have like gotten that many holes in it if there wasn't something there. And so we sat back down and we lost maybe 3 or 4 days because we were like, well, we just got to scratch our whole pitch now. We're going to start all over again. Like StackIQ, what? And so we were like, let's just call it #adulting. And so like we were like going in all of these different routes, and it took us really by the 4th week to really get a grasp on who we are, what we're doing, and why we're doing it. And it's all thanks to Geekdom, but it's also thanks to the support. I think that was like our funniest moment was just like sitting back and realizing, oh my gosh, like Joel said, is this gonna be real, or is this not gonna work? And we were like, we're gonna make Geekdom so disappointed in us. And we were crying for a little bit. I cried a lot.
Oh yeah, there were lots of tears.
There were many tears.
What am I doing?
Yeah, but it was great. It was great because we weren't alone.
Yeah, definitely. Me and Sharon would talk like, man, like, what am I doing something wrong or right? Like, I don't like. They said last week this is good, and then now it's bad.
Yes.
I don't know where it's going, but then you learn from that and you pick the little gems that fit for you and like what you're doing. So yeah, it's all like, I don't know. It's kind of like when you're a kid and you get spankings and you get spanking. You're like, well, eventually I'm gonna get it right, and then you just learn.
They must have got a lot of spanking.
Eventually I'll get it right. So yeah, I think that's just all a part of it. Just add those layers. Now we've built the best deck so far, and then we'll go to the next level.
Well, I love like the community between us though. I think it took a while because everything was virtual, where it was like almost like awkward, like to see like, hi, I've seen you on Zoom. But like when we started going through, and I think that like kind of like that stress started like building, we started to connect with all these things. Like when you're talking about your like slip up, that's the first time I DM'd you, and I was just like, oh, I've done that before, and it was, you know, at this situation, and we were able to like bond over that. And then now we all have each other's back, even to today, where we're just like cheering each other on, and it's so amazing. And something I felt like needed to be said is I really do appreciate, you know, the program director, Leslie over there. They never once made me feel like I was, you know, asking too much. And I know I can be like just a little needy, just a little, where I was like, okay, I have one more question. But I mean, with all of the things that they're doing, the Geekdom staff has been so phenomenal at making me feel seen, heard, supported, working out things. They actually knew what I was talking about. They were invested in my journey. And so it just, sometimes you just need someone who's like, okay, I believe that you have something and I want to take a chance on you. And I feel like that's what they did for us, you know, and we can go our whole careers without having that one person who's like, okay, I know you can do this. That makes a difference. And so I keep looking at us here and I'm like, okay, they saw something in us. So it's like our responsibility to like rise to that and make something happen. So thank you, Geekdom.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Geekdom 2021 Pre-Accelerator Demo Day. Today you're going to hear from 6 amazing companies that have been doing some great work these past 6 weeks, refining their pitches so that they can blow you all away today. But before we jump right in, I do want to share a little bit of the context about what the Geekdom Pre-Accelerator program does, what Geekdom's focus is, and how we're going to do that together here for the benefit of San Antonio. And so real quick, today, or this year, marks a very important year for Geekdom. We turned 10 years old this year. And with that, we're able to look back and see all the great successes that we've seen these past 10 years. But then we also are taking that opportunity to turn towards the future and focus on what our goals are for the next 10 years. And our one goal that we're going to focus on to accomplish in these next 10 years is to launch the next 500 startups with about 75% of them calling San Antonio home. Why do we do all that? It's because Geekdom was built to do one thing, and that is to build San Antonio one startup at a time. And how we do that are with amazing programs like what you're going to see today. But really, how we do it is by empowering entrepreneurs to cultivate, shape, and grow their ideas into viable businesses that are ready for the next level. With all that being said, I want to give you a little bit of background about the Pre-Accelerator program as a whole. This is its 4th year in operation. In those 4 years, we've seen about 19 companies up until this year go through the program that have done some amazing work. A couple that come to note, one called Float Me, run by CEO Josh Sanchez, that's done amazing work. Currently, they pitched in 2019 as a part of our Pre-Accelerator program and have raised over $33 million in funding already and have about 38 people on their team. We've also seen Alberto Pena from Boston Homes pitch in front of the stage back in 2018. Did amazing work, now has a team of over 25 individuals and has raised about $2 million in funding, continuing to spread across Texas and other areas, selling affordable homes to people without ever meeting them, all online. And then also we've seen Julia Bates, who created a meditation cushion to help out with her daughter, and now take that wide and be able to sell not only a meditation cushion for people to sit on, but also one for people to work with as well. And hopefully you'll be able to see her soon on a program known as Shark Tank. So yes, today I'm super excited for you to see these 6 amazing teams, and I want you all to get involved. There's a lot of different ways you can get involved with Geekdom. You can join up, be a member, either virtually using our Geekdom Network app, or you can join in person, come into the space and work with amazing individuals like what you're going to see on the stage today. We also have all sorts of programs to meet you where you are. Whether you're ideating and you need some help with that, we have startup weekends that we plan on hosting at least 8 of next year. We also have an incubator program that's expanding to be able to assist with companies or early stage teams to be able to cultivate their ideas into the next level. We also have a Pre-Accelerator program, which is what you're going to be seeing today, that helps them evolve that idea into the next stage where they're ready to be able to seek revenue from customers, or they're ready to seek funding from venture capitalists to be able to build their idea and prepare it for growth. All those programs are here and available to all of you. So please feel free to sign up, get involved, and be a part of this growing ecosystem here in San Antonio. Now, without further ado, I'm going to hand it over to our amazing staff that made this all a reality. You're going to go ahead and meet Leslie, our programs manager, and John, our marketing manager, to be able to help you understand all the amazing things you're going to see today. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Leslie Chasnoff, and this is
John Garcia,
and we are
Geekdom.
And we're here tonight to celebrate our 2021 Geekdom Pre-Accelerator founders and companies, because they've just completed their 6-week Pre-Accelerator program here with us at Geekdom. And so this 6-week program is really geared towards helping these founders learn a lot more about how to pitch their company really well, communicate what it is their company does, how they're growing, all the amazing things that are coming from it, whether that be pitching their company to an investor to raise the next round of funding or their first round of funding, or to gain traction with users, with people to help them continue building out their product. So keep that in mind tonight. So if you're an investor, if you're someone who is interested in downloading one of these apps, helping out one of these companies to build and grow with mentorship, with your skills, if you're a designer, developer, marketing expert, whatever it is, anything that you can do to help these companies along, that's what Geekdom is all about. So over the last 6 weeks, these startups have put in a ton of work. Every Wednesday, every week, we have lunchtime sessions on different topics to help them grow different parts of their company. Whether that's how to measure traction and KPIs, how to measure market size and think about how you're gonna go get your first customers and how that works into your business model, how to pitch your company, and also things like our Alumni AMA, where we have other founders come in who have been through this program to give some insight into what their future may hold. We also start every evening out during these 6 weeks with an intense pitch practice. And this pitch practice has each of the founders come up, give their 5-minute pitch, and then get 5 minutes of rapid mentor feedback. Yeah, that's a lot of mentors talking to you one after one, saying all different things, and that's what we call mentor whiplash.
It's a real thing.
It's a real thing. It's a really intense thing. So kudos to these founders for navigating that. And after that, they meet one-on-one with mentors for 30 minutes. And so they've gotten so much help and guidance from so many people in our community who we want to give a huge thank you to right now. Mentors, you are what makes this program and all of our programs here at Geekdom thrive. You are what helps these founders take their companies further and figure out their next steps, figure out how they're going to grow, figure out how they're going to be successful. So thank you so much to all of the mentors who have helped with our Pre-Accelerator this year and who continue to help our community and our founders.
All of you out there watching, I need some of this. I need some of this. All y'all out there, let's do this. Thanks again. Huge thank you. We're here to help build San Antonio one startup at a time, but we couldn't do it without the community, without the amazing mentors, and without you at home. So one of my favorite things, our favorite things to see at Geekdom is ideas bloom into startup companies, potentially the next big company here in town. This next company has a really cool story. The founder has a great story. Who are we going to see a pitch from right now?
Yeah, so we are going to see a pitch from Ashley Bird from Blooming with Birdie, who has actually, during this program, made a pivot to a bigger vision for her company called Marro. So we're really excited to see this pitch from her because we started off hearing about Ashley and Blooming with Birdie at our startup weekend that we hosted in December virtually. And so we brought her in our community. She went second place at that startup weekend. She started coming into every event and opportunity we had to work on her pitch, to meet with founders, to meet with mentors, to meet with other community members to help her build the first pieces of Blooming with Birdie and get it out into more hands. So we're so excited to hear from her, and we're also really excited for you to learn about how this world of Birdie's edutainment comes to life to help parents have great content for their children that's educating, entertaining, and engaging. So with that, let's welcome Ashley Bird from Blooming with Birdie.
Hi, my name is Ashley Bird, but like my students, you can call me Birdie. I am the founder of Marro, an educational, engaging, and entertaining children's media platform. And I am the creator of Blooming with Birdie, the first show on the Marro platform. So, parents, we're going to talk about your kid's favorite subject and your least favorite subject, screen time. If you're triggered, you're not alone. Of 1,000 surveyed parents, it was found that screen time was the #1 source of conflict between parents and children. But let's just accept it. Our kids are in front of screens, and I'm going to argue that the real conflict isn't with screen time, but with screen content. It's not like our childhood. This is Mr. Rogers, my childhood hero and my hero of today, because he went into children's media not because he liked it, but because he recognized the opportunity to have a huge positive impact on millions of children by meeting them where they are and enhancing their lives with quality programming. So fast forward to today, when children are watching screens for 4 to 6 hours a day. What parent has the time to review that much content? And there's no support from the platforms. They tell you on their websites that they don't review the content. So parents are left asking, what is my kid watching? Is it educational? Because parents feel less guilty when their kids watch something that's educational. And most importantly, is it engaging? Or are kids passively sitting in front of a screen taking in who knows what? Like this character who has taught 6.86 million children that a pumpkin is a circle. And my friends, a pumpkin is a sphere. So as a Montessori educator, I have a solution. I've combined the hands-on and educational components of Montessori with the kind social-emotional edutainment of Mr. Rogers to create Marro. Marro is a children's edutainment platform that meets children where they are in front of that screen and provides them with safe, educational, and engaging content designed to build a bridge between screens and life. So I'd like to show you an example of the type of content we've produced and will be found on the Marro platform. So inspired by Montessori and Mr. Rogers, I created the first Blooming with Birdie series called Caterpillar Condos that supports the observation of the metamorphosis of a live monarch butterfly designed to build a bridge between screens, the videos, and in this series, nature. So what does that look like? Well, Birdie teaches children to use technology as a tool for learning by guiding them through engaging hands-on videos that teach about the monarch. After the videos, there are opportunities for real-world follow-up activities, including a direct connection to nature, Like Dean here, who's about to release his butterfly that he watched go through metamorphosis while learning about it from Birdie, creating a connection between screens and life. So the feedback for Blooming with Birdie has been incredibly positive. Another series made in partnership with Musical Bridges was reviewed by the UTSA Mental Health Research Team, and it was found that the content was in fact educational, engaging, and entertaining, so much so that the educational director asked that we teach him how to do what Birdie does. Ding! We realized that Birdie is only one person, and with our goal to have the biggest positive impact on as many children as possible, we recognize we can't do that alone. So we partnered with other educators, teaching them the proven Blooming with Birdie method for creating engaging children's hands-on edutainment. Pair them with experts to ensure the quality of the content, provide them with high-quality video production, and of course, the Marro platform to distribute the programming in a safe way. So how does it work? Content for the Marro platform is generated by teachers, Blooming with Birdie, and community partners. Quality control comes from the Blooming with Birdie masterclass, and high-quality production is created through our partnership with Startup Productions. And then everything is distributed on the safe Marro platform. Who are the Marro customers? Homeschoolers with a growth rate currently of 8% in desperate need of high-quality content, and families with children ages 3 to 10. For our access to the Marro platform, we are using a 2-tiered subscription, one for general access for families and a second tier for homeschoolers who want more academically rigorous content. We will also continue to create our custom curriculums in which we've generated over $17,000 in revenue to date. Equity and accessibility are extremely important to us. So we've partnered with a nonprofit partner of the San Antonio River Foundation in order to be able to receive grant funding so that our content will be accessible in public schools. This year, we will reach over 2,500 children. We are ready to bloom. The Caterpillar condos are for sale on our website, and we are currently working in partnership with EcoCentro to develop our next series, which is about bees. Our next phases are to onboard teachers for the masterclass and build out the Marro platform. So if you are a parent and would like to experience the Caterpillar Pronto program, head to our website and make your pre-order today. If you're an educator and you would like to be involved, please email us. And if you're an investor who believes in our mission to provide children with a safe place to watch engaging children's edutainment, please reach out. Thank you.
Awesome job, Ashley. Your pitch has gotten so much better over the last 6 weeks, as we all know from watching everyone's first pitch in week 1 and their pitches at week 6. And one of the things that I want to personally thank Ashley for is helping me learn more about caterpillars and monarchs, because I started raising them in my backyard this last year.
That's awesome.
It's well documented on Instagram, and she has helped me learn so much more about this process. So thanks for that, Ashley.
And so you got like the beta test before it was even out there.
I did.
Well, I guess it just validates that there's going to be people out there that want to learn about all this stuff. So that's super cool.
For our next company, I'm going to kick it off with a prompt for John. So John, what is your favorite part of the Geekdom Pre-Accelerator?
My favorite part of the Geekdom Pre-Accelerator is seeing these amazing founders take their ideas to the next level. And it's something that I'm honored to be a part of. And honestly, it brings a tear to my eye sometimes. Now, we're gonna hear from Curate.
So welcome Joel and Casey to the stage to present Curate.
Hi, I'm Joel Harris.
And I'm Casey Harris.
We're the founders of Curate. Curate is the first and only social legacy platform, a fun and simple way to connect with your people through video storytelling. What do we mean by legacy? Has this ever happened to you? This is my family pod, our family pod. This is my dad off to the left and my childhood friend off to the right. And what is everybody doing? They've got their devices out and they're trying to capture Easter from 2 years ago. And what's in front of them? There's tons of kids, our kids, grandkids, neighborhood kids, all scrambling for Easter eggs. And what's at risk? Well, what's at risk is the loss of this memory. So what happened and where did all of these memories go? Well, for those who remembered to click record on their device, some of them went into cloud storage, Google, Dropbox, iCloud. Some of them went into networking, social media, Facebook, Instagram. Some of them went on to text threads and they weren't able to be recovered. There's one final category that is where Curate is right in the middle of, and that is social legacy. That is the place where you store the things that matter most and you interact with the people who matter most to you. And Curate is the only one in that category that is solely focused on video and video storytelling.
So Curate is safe, it's fun, and it's simple on purpose. It's safe, meaning your data is your data. It's safe in the sense that you can just post things for your people. It doesn't have to be for the masses. It's fun. It's prompt driven. So whoever's in your pod, and by pod, you saw our example of our family and friends. You could have a pod of your family. You could have a pod of your college friends. You could have a pod of your neighbors. But whoever you want to send a prompt to, they can respond. The prompt could be share about this event, or it could be the daily prompt, or it could just be a prompt that you make up on your own. It's also simple. We want Curate to be a place where you don't have to wade through all kinds of information. And instead, it's something that your grandparents can engage in, your 5-year-old can engage in, and you can share in a simple, safe, and fun way the things that matter, the stories that matter with your people. So how did this start? Well, I've always had this passion for capturing our family stories. It hasn't gone that well. I interviewed Joel's grandparents, and those cassettes were amazing, and I lost them. I interviewed my aunt who was dying of cancer. She was the one who held all my dad's side of the family stories. My dad doesn't know the stories. His cousins don't know the stories, but she did. And unfortunately, she got weaker and weaker with cancer and passed very quickly before I could really record all of the family things that we wanted to know. So about 3 years ago, I had a dream and I woke up with the idea for Curate. We designed a prototype, and that prototype has been tested by over 100 users, which their feedback has been invaluable in informing our version 2. Version 2 is something we're so excited about. It's our go-to-market product, and it will launch in September. Who's our target market? Well, it's us. It's the people that you see in this picture. It's parents and parents of parents. People are leaving the normal social platforms because they distrust them. It's also a space where maybe they want to be, but it's just certain parts of their life that they want to put there. Maybe they're building a platform, but there's a segment. There's 43 million 50 to 64-year-olds who are on social media, but they do not want to post. They don't trust it. They really just want to connect with the people they love. Curate is for them. Anybody can get on Curate. Our business model is easy to access. Once you have up to 20 videos or 2 pods, you're prompted to join and subscribe for $4.99 a month or $44.99 a year.
So I want to close with a story. Our family uses Curate all the time. And it was a couple months ago where I was on Curate and I was looking at the stories that my family had loaded up. And I saw for the first time my dad responding to a prompt. And the prompt was, "What's your most vivid memory?" And on Curate, he shared that his most vivid memory was seeing my mom in the hallway of Odessa High School for the first time. He fell in love. And that was the first time that I'd heard that story. And it's the moments like that that Curate exists to capture and to provide for all of us a way to interact with them, to capture those memories, capture those stories, and share them with the people who matter most in our life in a safe, fun, collaborative way. So what's today about? Today is about not a product, not a pitch. It's about a person. And that person is you. That person is somebody who has memories, events, and relationships in their life that are worth sharing, worth curating. Life is short. Start curating your social legacy today. You can download Curate on iOS or Google Play and get started right away.
Thank you so much to Joel and Casey with Curate. You're doing amazing things, and we're happy to have you as a part of the program. You've come so far. Now, the next pitch is going to teach you how to experience a city like a local, and we're really excited to hear from Roberto with Evntures.
Yes, so welcome Roberto to the stage. We can't wait to hear how everyone else can meet the local that they don't know.
Hello, everybody. My name is Roberto Joloff. I'm the CEO and founder of Evntures, an app that connects people to local events that provide the culture of any city they are in. This is me in downtown San Jose in 2017. After a Facebook conference, I was trying to find things to do. I didn't know that everything closed at 7 or 8 o'clock. So I was trying to search the internet, Google, all of the social media. I could not find anything. I was missing out. And I was like, man, how do I get to these events? How do I find these things? So I ran into a guy. This guy happened to be a DJ. And this DJ said, hey, man, at 10 o'clock, this restaurant turns into a bar/club. And I was like, man, how would I know that? And that's where the idea for Evntures came from. It's the local you don't know. It's the first mobile platform for alternative events, expanding awareness of those events and increasing reach and revenue. So that way those mom and pops, like the restaurants and businesses, can get that awareness. Evntures is right here. So if you look at the screen, it's 3 simple pages. It's a list and map view and a details page. And Evntures acts as the connector. It connects event promoters to local travelers and tourists, and connects those local travelers and tourists to cool events. And that's what Evntures is key for doing. This is some user feedback and experiences. So a friend of mine reached out. She lives in Chicago. And about 2 weeks ago, she said she found a Gary Owen comedy show in her neighborhood that she didn't know anything about. And that's amazing to me because that's what we try to highlight in Evntures. And also in Atlanta, there was a Ninja Turtle pizza party. People were there dressed up with their bandanas and cheese pizza everywhere. And Evntures acts as an uncovery and discovery app. And that's what we want to have those experiences in every city. And the timing is right. The timing is now. It was the roaring 20s. The roaring 20s of yesteryear ended bad. We started bad. So hopefully we finish it off better. It's a great time in tech. And a lot of businesses have either shut down due to COVID and new ones are emerging. So we want to highlight those businesses. And we are a consumptive culture. We want things now. We're always looking for something to do, and we want it in a convenient manner. This is why we're uniquely positioned against all other competition. All the other ways are kind of archaic and they provide generic content like newspapers, radios, some internet sources. Yelp, it really just shows places, not events. And Eventbrite acts as a facilitator to sell tickets. So we kind of capitalize on that, providing all the events in an easier manner with no impediments to get to those events in a modern way in the app format. And we show a lot of organic events. Here's some of our user data. We had up to 3,000 downloads to date, 188 active users last month, and they spent about 1 minute and 43 seconds on the app each time they were in it. 52% of those are iOS users and 48% are Android users. Who are our customers, you ask? So we have target market 1, event promoters, local businesses, ride shares, travel agencies. Target market 2, tourists, alternative weekly users, military, and college. And those rideshare users, they can hand that to their riders, but they also don't know where things are. Currently, from our data, they're calling hotel concierge to figure out when events are ending or starting so they could be there in that radius to make more money. Evntures shows them all that in the glance of a view of the map and list view. This is how we make money. So there's going to be a free user that has a la carte options. That way their event can stand out among the list and map view. And we have the local promoter like businesses, event promoters, restaurants that have templates, to save templates. So that way they could post continuous things that they often do in their business. And also marketing tools that help have push notifications to help get them more awareness in that space. And we have the super business users, kind of like Centro, SA Current, The Pearl, Western Urban, that get all of these features and more like data insights and trends. That way we could offer like, hey, Big Red is doing Big Red margaritas, and maybe we should incorporate that into our menu. And this is a future feature that we're looking at. It's like we want to be the Hootsuite for events. A lot of people are already posting these events to different areas, MySpace, Facebook, Instagram, Eventbrite. Imagine you already filled it out one time. We could share that to Eventbrite, Meetup, Facebook Local from one space. You don't have to keep going to all these places. So we're looking for investment to expand the team, to get more developers, to implement more updates and features to the app. In doing so, we're going to do a marketing rollout to the secondary and tertiary markets that we feel are core to what we believe in Evntures, of just providing the mom and pop space a different platform. And we want to do more local collaborations, like I said before, with Centro, SA Current, The Pearl, and Western Urban. I would like to thank you all. I'd like to thank everybody that's here First and foremost, I would like to thank my wife and my family for giving me the opportunity of the late nights and coming here and just spending time away from family. Everybody knows that. And I want to shout out to my team, Marshall Felder, CTO, Roderick Burke, the Chief Marketing Officer. We have some other people that helped, like Katie Caldera and Lizzie. They were great. And I want to shout out to Geekdom and the city of San Antonio. They were very detrimental in just us getting out there and expanding our breadth of knowledge and connecting to our city. And as we see here, I want you to be a part of our family. Download the app and be a part of what we are doing. And if you want to find out more, you can find us on Evntures.com and our link tree at Evntures. And if you want to reach out to us, info@Evntures. Feel free to join our family. Thank you again for your time.
So, John, when are we going to have our own Ninja Turtle pizza party?
That is the exact question and thought that I had right now.
Well, I guess if everyone downloads Evntures, they'll know because they'll be able to find it.
Download now, because I want to put on the bandana, cheese pizza. I'm getting excited just thinking about it.
Absolutely. This next founder had also came to Geekdom at our last startup weekend in December. While she didn't work on this idea in particular, she joined our community, and the first time we heard about her company was actually at one of our normal pitch practice events. From there, we encouraged her to keep working on this idea, gave her resources, and within just a few months, she was flying through this pre-accelerator, doing so much, launching her first product, all the things. So we're so excited for you to meet Belinda. And Belinda is gonna tell you how you can help support and raise up your favorite teachers and give them the tools that they need to stay being your favorite teachers and your kids' favorite teachers and your kids' favorite teachers for years and years to come.
Let's hear it for BMyVillage.
We all know it takes a village to raise a child. But what does it take to raise up and support a teacher? Hi, I'm Belinda Billy Medellin, and I was a technology and theater teacher for over 14 years. And now I am the founder of the one, the only virtual career coaching for teachers by teachers. Meet the teachers, meet the teachers, meet Tommy, Jennifer, meet Adelaide, meet MJ. Okay, I know he's not a teacher, but he has schooled people on the court. And teachers, they get no respect, at least not until COVID-19, when parents had to teach their little angels. And many think that a teacher just teaches, but they don't know. They just don't know. Okay, now it's time to get serious. I'd like for you to take a few moments to think about your favorite teacher. My favorite teacher was my music teacher, Mrs. Reinhardt. And I didn't know that Mrs. Reinhardt was often provided the same kind of training the math and science teachers get, even though she needed professional development in music education. Did you know that your favorite teacher spent up to $2,000 a year of their own money on additional coaching and training that they desperately needed that their schools couldn't or wouldn't cover? We didn't know that our favorite teachers often felt that they didn't have anyone to talk to about how teaching blends into their personal lives, or how they felt so guilty about not having the right tools for unique student needs. Did you know that 54% of favorite teachers of kids all over the world are thinking about leaving the teaching field, up from 34% in 2019, because of toxic peers, weak administration, crazy expectations from parents, endless paperwork, or they're just plain burnt out after COVID-19? I know I wouldn't have had the guts to sing in front of you today if Mrs. Reinhardt was among the 50% of all new teachers who leave the teaching field within their first 5 years of teaching. Where would you be without your favorite teacher? Enter BMyVillage, the only one-to-one virtual career coaching for teachers by successful vetted teachers. We offer mentoring, professional development, and empowerment virtual coaching sessions to focus on every aspect of the teaching field, from social emotional learning to creating lesson plans for project-based learning to helping with teacher unions. We have a coach for that. Now, how does it work? So it's very similar to a dating app, but without all of the baggage. A motivated teacher simply visits our site. They answer a few questions so that we can find out what kind of support
and type of coach that they want. Then our algorithm matches them with 3 potential coaches. The teacher looks through the coaches' portfolios and then selects the date and time to work with the coach of their choice. We want BMyVillage to be affordable for teachers having to spend up to $2,000 a year so that they can be highly effective for their students. We start at $45 a session, and we will have an option for teachers to receive a teacher scholarship through private donations with our Angel the Bee Fund. And I know from personal experience that this is not a want, it is a need. We started growing our village by going directly to the teachers first. Teacher groups on social media, campus events, and good old-fashioned word of mouth. And if schools want to jump right on board, we can make that happen as well. Now, how do we stand out from our competition? We are the only platform that has highly successful teachers currently in the classrooms as our coaches, because only a teacher in the classroom truly knows. For example, we have a coach who went before Texas legislature to get a bill passed to teach about tolerance, genocide, and the Holocaust at all grade levels. Another coach from St. Louis who has created a program where his high school students train to be 911 operators and have been immediately hired by the city to give them the most effective 911 team they've ever had. Our team is also an advantage with a PTA leader, former middle school teacher, and myself, a South Texas Teacher of the Year who created the first user experience design pathway for high school globally. We have already started growing our village with a beta launch in May and have recruited over 30 district and state level teachers of the year across the nation to become our coaches. Because if you want to be the best, you have to learn from the best. We are looking to further develop our platform and marketing initiatives to support teachers globally by April of 2022. We all know it takes a village to raise a child. But let me ask you once again, what does it take to raise up and support a teacher? It takes BMyVillage. If you would like to make a difference in your community, help a teacher, help a teacher. Help a teacher by donating, supporting, and telling every educator you know about BMyVillage.
That was amazing. That was amazing. Great pitch from Belinda Billy Medellin.
Yes, and I can't wait to be a part of her village and help her grow her village to support all the teachers and keep supporting her as a founder, right? Because that's what we're doing here at Geekdom.
Mm-hmm. Wait, you should have sung. You should get a sing. I did it. You said you were going to. Never mind. It's okay.
It's good. So our next company is building a utopia for young students and upskillers, people who are looking for a new way to go about finding their passion to lead them to their highest and best pathways and careers. And I know I can definitely relate to how scary it is to take on debt to go to college or try to figure out if there's a job out there I can start working, or even as an adult, as I pivoted into different industries and different types of jobs, I just really wish something like this existed. I also have 2 teenage sons who I would love to have get this type of experience before they make big decisions about what they want to do for the rest of their lives. It's nuts, right?
That's a big decision.
Absolutely.
How many times have you heard someone say, "What am I going to be when I grow up?"
Right? We don't know, right? So our next company is here to solve that problem of helping people find their next steps, figure out the careers that they love before they invest so much of their time or get so far down one pathway that they feel lost and confused, which is a problem that I'm so passionate about as well and so happy that they are working on.
With that being said, welcome
StackIQ.
Hi, my name's Gabe, and this is Taylor, and we are
StackIQ.
We all know finding the career that we love is absolutely miserable and oftentimes emotionally painstaking. We're given 2 options right out of high school that are either flawed, outdated, or broken. Go to college or go straight into the workforce. These options leave us with a continual need to sacrifice. Dig yourself into debt to figure out what you love, or go straight into the workforce in hopes that opportunity finds you. I sure wish there was a third option, preferably one that was low risk and affordable to me and my family.
Parents and students, you now have that third option, the StackIQ Utopia.
StackIQ is an online module-based tech ed platform that pairs the advantages of going to college with the experience gained in the workforce. You can think of StackIQ as your career closet, where you get to try on different careers, industries, and skill sets and see what is or isn't the right fit for you.
Absolutely. So when each student enrolls, they are greeted to their very own social platform and on our very own web and mobile app. Now, how does our program start? Well, it all starts with our #adulting course, where our users learn all things adulting, from credit to financial budgeting and maybe even how to grocery shop. Now, remember that career closet Taylor mentioned just a little bit ago? Well, this is where it begins. We have taken high demand industries and are giving the user the ability to look at all of the opportunities within that career. Now, we take our users' interests and help navigate them to applicable hard skills and pair it with real-world knowledge, and all of this is delivered by leading industry experts.
Now, StackIQ has cracked the code of engagement and retention of our users by meeting them where they're at and by leveraging modern technology. Social media is the initial driver of engagement. Each course starts with a text message with calls to action, along with a 12-second video highlighting that specific skill set or industry expert. Our users see an influencer or an instructor that they can relate to answering the same questions our users are asking. Utilizing social media, balancing gamification and exploration throughout our LMS, we now have a recipe for high engagement. So who is StackIQ for? The great thing about StackIQ is that it applies to so many people: high school graduates, unemployed college graduates, career changers, job seekers, and people on unemployment. And in this particular example, we have two high school graduates, Gabriella and Taylor. Gabriella decided to go to college. Her and her parents accepted tens of thousands of dollars of loans. She graduated, and like 53% of college graduates, she's unemployed with about $40,000 in debt. Taylor didn't know if college was right for him, so he decided to get to work. He didn't have the skills or qualifications to do anything other than retail. So like 60% of retail employees, he hates his job.
Now, through a TikTok video, crazy, right? Gabriella and Taylor both downloaded the StackIQ app, where they found an ecosystem of networking and collaboration. Gabriella sparked passion in digital marketing and Taylor in technology sales, but it did not end there for them. StackIQ is helping navigate them to their end goal through our Master Stack courses, introductions to our hiring partners, and the conduit of resources that we have for them. Now, you might be wondering, who are our competitors? Udemy and LinkedIn Learning? Absolutely. But what differentiates us from them? Well, while they stop at content delivery, we take a holistic approach to your success. We have found that there are 6 things that parents and students are looking for right out of high school. That's social interaction, career exploration, transferable skills, beginning to end navigation, topics on adulting. Now, while some companies focus on some of these things, StackIQ is here to give them all to you.
Parents, we know you are stressed, but you really don't need to be. You only have so much time to dedicate to preparing financial aid offers, academic opportunities, and career outcomes for your kids coming out of college. Bookmark those loan applications and research. Through StackIQ, your investment of $35 a month will open the world of opportunity to your kid. No matter the path that they choose through StackIQ, they will be supported for life. StackIQ isn't here to pull admissions from universities. We are here to help the people struggling on making life-altering decisions. You are the captain of your ship. Allow StackIQ to be your compass. And if you are an educator or an expert in your field and you feel that you could complement and support our platform, we would love to connect with you. And with that being said, welcome to StackIQ.
That's awesome. Really great stuff from StackIQ. Taylor, Gabe, you're killing it. Great job. So the next and final pitch that you're going to hear tonight is from Sharon Gutierrez. She's the co-founder with Monty Morgan of Pretty Simple. They have a leads tracking app that is absolutely game-changing, and it's funny because they were actually a lead that Geekdom got from Instagram, and we interacted in the DMs, and now they're a part of our community, a part of the Pre-Accelerator, and you'll see why that's so cool here in just a second. So without further ado, here's Pretty Simple.
My name is Sharon Gutierrez. So I've spent the last 10 years building a digital marketing agency, and now I'm a marketing consultant and I build digital courses for entrepreneurs. And I am a solopreneur. So the definition of a solopreneur is somebody who is either working alone or they have a team and they're managing their sales solo, and that's me. A solopreneur's life is a lot of things, not just mine, but the hundreds of businesses that I've worked with over the years. It can be chaotic, lonely, you wear a lot of hats, it's disorganized, and cash flow is always a thing. And one of the biggest pain points is actually sales. The reality is we avoid sales because it's uncomfortable. People start businesses because they're good at what they do, not because they're good at sales. And honestly, this is one of the most important parts of the business. Businesses need a way to track leads. Without a way to track leads, you're trying to remember things, you're writing down your leads in random places, and then without realizing it, you're leaving money on the table because you never followed up. So I personally needed a way to track leads. A few years ago, I found myself in Hawaii and I was looking for a solution. I got my leads from a mix of social media, networking, and speaking engagements. So I tried the big CRMs. Honestly, they offered a lot of automation, but they're complicated to set up. The price point can get a little bit steep, and the learning curve is also difficult. Honestly, my solopreneur clients would rarely stick with them longer than a week. So I actually realized I didn't need a CRM. What I needed was a simple and affordable way to track my leads, and there were going to be bonus points if it was pretty. So what are the other options besides CRMs? Well, there's sticky notes, spreadsheets, and whiteboards. So I personally stuck with the whiteboard until my co-founder, Monty Morgan, and I created Pretty Simple, the leads tracker app that motivates. This app is all of the things. It's beautiful, easy to use, and affordable. Built for solopreneurs by solopreneurs. So whether you're an organization or a solopreneur, you should know that leaving money on the table should be your worst nightmare. In our app, we show the actual monetary value of your leads because of the impact that it has on the psyche. Knowing you got $35,000 on the table is a little bit different than thinking, oh, I have 3 leads to follow up with. It creates a stronger sense of urgency, which is pretty motivational. So our users sign up because they need a way to track leads, but they end up staying because they're motivated to close more sales. So you can see that it's pretty, and I'm going to tell you how it's simple. So there's literally no setup except for adding your first lead. You add a lead, you have your follow-ups all laid out for you, and then you stay motivated by money on the table. And then you also get things like this, notifications. This app is literally working for me as a sales consultant. A couple of months ago, I got a notification to remind me of a cold lead. Someone had reached out over Instagram, but never followed up. So I followed up because of the notification, I booked a call, and I closed. Now, this was literally a $10,000 deal that I would have forgotten because the message was buried in my DMs. We hear this story from our subscribers all of the time. I would have never remembered to follow up if it wasn't for Pretty Simple. And here is our target market. We are currently live in the iOS store, and as you can see, our subscribers tend to skew towards service-based industries. At its core, Pretty Simple is a SaaS company. We plan on our revenue being a base to our subscriptions to our productivity and motivational apps, starting with leads tracking. We do plan to grow in the future by adding a library of apps, digital courses, and sales training workshops. There are currently 41.8 million solopreneurs. Now, once we take that market and we narrow down iPhone users and then our ideal age, and then we take out space that's owned by our competitors, we're looking at 13 million in annual revenue. And this is the history and timeline of Pretty Simple. Now, what you can't see is the fact that we self-funded the entire development, and we are now getting ready to self-fund a healthy ads budget to build traction through search engine marketing. And meet the team. This is my favorite part. So we actually started off as working with my digital marketing agency 5 years ago. We became friends and then co-founders. So with my marketing acumen and ability to sell hundreds, if not thousands of courses, and his technical developer detailed self, together we are unstoppable. This is the perfect time to make Pretty Simple the #1 affordable leads tracking app for solopreneurs. There are literally millions of new solopreneurs since COVID, and there's also a steady increase in the gig economy. We know that at its core, being a solopreneur means that you're going on this journey alone, and we want our subscribers to know that they are not alone on this journey. So I'd like to invite you to join our journey. If you're a solopreneur and you know you have a lead to follow up with, just try it out. Download the app, add a lead, and get a notification when it's time to follow up. And we are also seeking mentorship. If our vision resonates with you, I would love to connect further. So remember us, it's pretty simple.
Great job, Sharon. Great job, Pretty Simple. And all you solopreneurs out there, I know there are a ton in our community. Download Pretty Simple now, start tracking those leads, get that money that's on the table. Absolutely.
That was amazing. Let's give it up, everyone here tuning in, even at home. Let's see it in the chat. Round of applause to all of the companies that were just highlighted today. They have put in tons of work, tons of lunchtime sessions, mentor sessions. They've spoke with a lot of people in the community. A lot of you tuning in or here celebrating with us have interacted with these companies too. So this is a really exciting thing to celebrate for everyone at Geekdom. So let's again wrap it up and say thank you to everyone that participated, mentors, all of the companies, all of the founders, even the people that are just interacting in the kitchen area or in the community here at Geekdom. You're a part of this, and it's just really exciting to see it all kind of come to an end.
Absolutely. Thank you again to everyone who's tuning in tonight. If you are at our live watch party in person, please go find these founders, talk to them, ask them more questions, engage with them. They're here for that. They want to meet you. And if you weren't able to make it in person tonight, please click our call to action button that has more information about how to get in touch with these founders, whether you're a mentor wanting to continue talking with them and guiding them on their journey, someone from our community that wants to help them build their product, grow their company, or you're just someone who just wants to meet them, thinks what they're doing is awesome, and you want to give them a high five. And I also want to remind everyone that we have a couple of really wonderful opportunities coming up for founders in our Geekdom community.
Grab your calendars.
Grab your calendars right now.
To market.
So our Q3 community fund applications are opening up this week. So we encourage any Geekdom member company that has been a member for 3 months or longer to apply. It's your chance to get a $25,000 safe note investment from Geekdom. That's right. Geekdom invests in our member companies every single quarter. So encourage you to apply for that. We also have our Tech Fuel competition coming up with TechBlock. So keep an eye out for those applications. And on that note as well, if you are a founder watching this tonight and you think, I want to be on this stage, I want to be pitching my company in the next year, be part of our community, start growing your company with us. We'll have another startup weekend in December for you to bring your idea to and pitch it out, start working on your idea. And then applications for our next pre-accelerator will open up in the spring of 2022. So keep up the great work, founders. Thank you again to our community and everyone that was involved in making this cohort, this program, and tonight so special. Thank you to White Cloud as well for their hard work and producing this video with us. We love you so much and you do so much for our community.
Thank you everyone for tuning in. Before we let you go, or before you go get your next drink, stop. I see you back there. Stop. Listen, come down to Geekdom. Come and get a tour. Check out the office. See what we're doing. We have a community of innovators, creators, creatives, builders, big thinkers. So come be a part of it. Come and take a tour. See what it's all about. If you want to get some resources and tools that can help you take your idea to the next level, go to geekdom.com and download our Geekdom Startup Guidebook. You'll find a lot of really good information in there, and it's free, so go check that out. Also, if maybe you're not in San Antonio, maybe you're not in Texas, you can still join the Geekdom community through the Geekdom Network app. We have a virtual membership that we're putting a lot of work into, so you can still stay connected, you can still meet with mentors, you can engage with cool people. But yeah, we want you to be a part of this, and thank you again for celebrating with us today. Thank you.
Congratulations, founders! Woo!
Okay. Something that people tell me all the time is that, John, you're super smart. And, you're really entertaining. So when you bring teaching and entertainment together, big things happen. So you're going to hear that from Marro with Blooming with Birdie. I tried it.
And if you've ever wondered how a restaurant could all of a sudden turn into a really cool nightclub and you would never have known about it, now you need to know.
I love that though. I love it. A prompt. How do you find events? I find events.
So, I don't like that.
You say like, this next one is for the teacher in your life. And then I'm gonna come out of this one What a great pitch. What a great pitch.
There you go.
That dance though. Hey.
What's your?
That's the wacky waving. I'm not gonna do this. There's a bug. I don't know if that'll get picked up or not. I hope it does. It just lands on my face. Cool.